You didn't arrive here by mistake. In a world where millions of voices shout for your attention, this one found its way into your awareness. Not because an algorithm decided it, not because you were bored and scrolling, but because deep down, there's something in you that has been asking for an answer. And the truth? That answer isn't coming from me. It's already been whispering to you from within. This moment, right here, right now, is simply the confirmation you've been searching for. Have you noticed it? That strange pull in your chest lately? The restless thought that you're supposed to be more than you've been living? It's as if something in your soul has been pacing back and forth, waiting for you to finally stop, turn, and listen. That's what brought you here. Not a chance. Not luck. A magnetic thread between where you are and where you're meant to go. And here's the secret nobody tells you. The universe doesn't scream your destiny. It whispers it, over and over, until the noise of the world quiets enough for you to hear. You felt it, haven't you? That flicker in your chest when you imagine a different kind of life. One where you're not weighed down by doubts, where mornings don't feel heavy, where you can look in the mirror and recognize the person looking back at you. It's not just a daydream, it's a signal, a signpost pointing you toward a path that's been waiting for you all along. Right now you stand at a crossroads. One road keeps you exactly where you've been. Same patterns, same doubts, same cycle of maybe one day. The other road is uncertain, but it's alive. It's full of moments that challenge you, stretch you, and remind you of what's been asleep inside you. Most people never take that second road. Why? Because the first one is comfortable, familiar, predictable. Even if it hurts, it's known. But you're here because something in you is done with known. You're ready for more. I want you to think back to a time when life shook you awake. Maybe it was heartbreak. Maybe it was losing someone. Maybe it was that quiet, suffocating moment where you realized, I can't keep living like this. That was the beginning. Because endings are never the real ending. They're the invitation to step into a new version of you. And this is your invitation today. Imagine your future self, the one who's already walked through the fear, already taken the leap, already chosen the road that scared them but set them free. Can you see them? Can you see the way they move, the way they speak, the way they no longer shrink to fit inside the box the world put them in? That's not a stranger, that's you. And the gap between who you are now and who you're meant to be is made of the choices you make today. You've been told to be realistic. You've been told not to want too much, not to dream too big, to wait until you have everything figured out. But if you listen closely, there's a whisper beneath all that noise. Now, start now. Not when you're ready. Not when the timing is perfect. Now, because the door won't stay open forever. The truth is, there's no perfect time to change your life. There's just this time, this moment, right here, right now. You might be thinking, but what if I'm not ready? Let me tell you a secret. No one ever feels ready. Every person who's ever stepped into the life they dreamed of did it scared. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. Fear will walk with you, but it doesn't have to drive. Here's the shift you've been waiting for. Your life changes the moment you decide you're worth more than your excuses. Read that again. Your life changes the moment you decide you're worth more than your excuses. From this point forward, you can keep waiting for a sign, or you can recognize that this is the sign. Because the very fact that you're still listening right now means something in you is awake. And when something is awake, it can't go back to sleep without a fight. So here's my challenge to you. Before this day ends, take one action. Any action that moves you closer to that version of yourself you saw in your mind. Send the message. Apply for the thing. Book the ticket. Say the words you've been holding back. Small steps are still steps. And small steps, when repeated, will carry you farther than you ever thought you could go. I know it feels safer to tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow is just a story you tell yourself to avoid the discomfort of today. What if you started today instead? What if you stopped waiting for the right mood, the right motivation, and simply started because you know this matters? The truth is, your future is being written right now, sentence by sentence, choice by choice. And in this moment, you get to decide. Will you write a story you're proud to tell? Or will you keep telling yourself the same chapter over and over, hoping it somehow ends differently? This is not the end of the message. It's the beginning. The part where you stop scrolling, stop waiting, stop doubting, and start stepping into the version of you that's been calling your name. Because you weren't meant to watch this and walk away unchanged. You were meant to watch this and begin. You've heard the call. You've felt the stirring in your chest. Now comes the part most people run from, the first step. It's strange, isn't it? How something so small can feel so heavy. Lifting your foot from the ground of what you know and placing it onto the road of what you've never seen. We think the hardest part of change is the mountain ahead, but it's not. It's the moment you decide to take the very first step, without a guarantee of where it will lead. Fear will whisper, "What if you fail?" But I'll ask you, what if you don't? What if the life you've been craving is on the other side of this single, trembling choice? Because here's the truth. The unknown isn't your enemy, it's your birthright. It's the place where every new story begins. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to see the next step. And once you take it, you'll find the ground appears under your feet exactly when you need it. I've seen it happen in people who had nothing but a vision, in people who had no map, no resources, just the unshakable knowing that staying the same was no longer an option. When you move toward your calling, resistance will rise. Not because you're weak, but because the part of you that's built to survive will fight to protect what it already knows. It's not just fear, it's identity. The person you've been will try to keep you in the story it knows how to tell. But listen closely. You are not here to recycle an old version of yourself. You are here to become something the world has never seen before. That means shedding skin, letting go of people who can't see your vision, saying goodbye to habits that keep you small. And yes, it means standing alone for a while the world catches up to who you're becoming. There will be days when you feel like no one understands, days when you question if you made the right choice. But those days aren't signs to turn back. They're proof you're moving forward. Think of a seed. Before it breaks the soil, it sits alone in the dark, unseen, unheard. It's not dead, it's preparing. And when it finally pushes through, what was once invisible becomes undeniable. You are in that season now. You are not lost. You are germinating. The people who doubt you now, some will vanish from your life. Others will return later, not to apologize, but to ask, how did you do it? When that day comes, you'll smile because you'll know that every lonely moment was worth it. Sometimes the path forward isn't about speed. It's about patience. It's about showing up day after day, even when there's no visible reward yet. It's like walking toward the horizon. You never see it getting closer, until one day you turn around and realize the distance you've covered. That's how transformation works. Quietly, gradually, then all at once. There will come a day when you wake up, and the life that once felt foreign feels like home. When you catch yourself speaking with confidence you never had before. When you realize you've stopped asking for permission to exist. It won't be a dramatic movie moment. It will be subtle, like the way dawn arrives, without anyone noticing the exact second the light changes. And in that quiet moment, you'll understand that the first step was never about the destination. It was about becoming the kind of person who takes the step. Right now, you're standing with one foot in the life you've always known, and one foot in the life that's calling you forward. The bridge between those two worlds is built on trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in the unseen forces moving around you. Trust that even when you can't see the ending, you're still walking towards something real. You may not notice it yet, but every choice you're making, every time you say no to the old and yes to the new, you're moving closer to a version of yourself you'll barely recognize. Right now, you might feel like you're standing still, but growth rarely feels like motion when you're inside it. It's like standing in the middle of a rising tide. You don't notice the water creeping higher until you realize your feet are no longer on the sand. This is happening to you now. The current is already carrying you. The shift has already begun. And here's something you need to hear. You are allowed to outgrow the life you once prayed for. You are allowed to want more, even if people call you ungrateful. Because the truth is, your expansion will make them question their own walls. And not everyone is ready to see what's beyond them. You are not here to live the same year 80 times and call it a life. You are here to break the cycle, to leave footprints in places no one thought you could reach, to build a life that feels like it was made for you, because it was. And the path to that life is not in waiting for courage to arrive. It's in walking forward while your legs are still shaking. Even if it's small, even if no one notices, even if it scares you. Because the road will meet you halfway, but only if you start walking. There's a moment in every journey when you stop chasing and start becoming. It's subtle, it's quiet. It doesn't come with fireworks or a trumpet in the sky. It comes with a deep, steady knowing. I am not who I was before. One day you'll catch your reflection and realize something has shifted. Your eyes will carry a steadiness they didn't have before. Your posture will feel different, not forced, but natural. You won't be faking confidence anymore. You'll be living it. This is what happens when you show up for yourself long enough. You stop asking the world to tell you who you are. You decide. You become. It doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It doesn't mean life will suddenly be easy. But now fear no longer has the power to paralyze you. It's just background noise. And the challenges? They're no longer signs to turn back. They're proof you're walking a path worth taking. When you live in alignment with who you're meant to be, life begins to respond differently. Opportunities start appearing in places they never existed before. People enter your life who feel like they were sent on purpose. Doors you thought were locked begin to open with ease. It's not magic, it's alignment. When your inner world changes, your outer world can't help but follow. Think about it. The version of you who hesitated, doubted, and second-guessed every move wouldn't have recognized these opportunities even if they were right in front of them. But the you who has been walking, the you who has been choosing courage over comfort, is finally able to see what was always there. Your transformation doesn't end with you. It never does. Every time you rise, you create a ripple. Someone sees you and realizes they can rise too. Someone hears your story and begins to believe in their own. You might never know the names of the people you inspire. You might never see the way your courage changes the course of someone else's life, but the ripple will still spread. And one day, someone will stand in the place you are now, whispering to themselves, if they could do it, maybe I can too. By now, you've walked through the uncertainty. You've endured the quiet nights where no one clapped for you. You've faced the doubts and kept going anyway. And you've discovered something priceless. The person you become through the journey matters more than any finish line you thought you were chasing. The destination was never a place. It was always you. The old version of you, the one who kept playing small, who kept saying one day. They didn't die. They transformed. They handed you the pen and said, it's your turn to write the rest. You don't have to wonder anymore if you're capable. You've proven it. Every step you've taken, every choice you've made, it is living evidence that you can change your life. And the best part, this isn't the end of the story. It's just the end of this chapter. From here, you get to decide what comes next. No script, no limits, just a possibility. Legacy isn't built by grand gestures. It's built in the everyday, in the way you speak to yourself in the mirror, in the way you show kindness to strangers without expecting anything in return, in the way you keep going on the days when no one is watching. That's what makes you unshakable. Not perfection, not the absence of failure, but the decision to keep moving no matter what. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the version that's willing to show up fully, flaws, scars, and all, and still say, I am here, I am worthy, I am ready. Here's something you need to know. Once you've stepped into your power, you can't truly go back. Oh, you can pretend. You can try to fit back into the old life, the old habits, the old patterns. But something inside you will always know the truth. You've seen what's possible now. You've felt the way life expands when you refuse to shrink. And that door will stay open, waiting for you to walk through it again if you ever forget. So carry this with you. Every ending is a beginning in disguise. Every obstacle is a doorway. Every step forward, no matter how small, it is a declaration that you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. The moment you first clicked on this video, you may have been searching for a sign. But the truth? The sign was already inside you. I'm just here to remind you that it's still there. And it always will be. Guiding you, calling you forward into the life you were meant to live. This isn't the part where I tell you good luck and walk away, because luck has nothing to do with it. It's a choice. It's courage. It's the daily decision to keep showing up for yourself. So as this message ends, let it be the moment you choose, fully, fiercely, without hesitation, to live as the person you were always meant to be. And when the world asks, who are you to dream that big? You'll smile and answer, I'm the one who did it anyway. Don't forget to subscribe. Your future self will thank you for it. Every like, every share spreads this energy further.